Hey loves, welcome back to Day Spills Tea. I of course am the lovely Day, and I am so sorry I missed the last couple days of updates, but your girl got a life. And I tell y'all all the time, YouTube unfortunately is not my day job. So after I finish work, I got about an hour-long drive home, and anyways, those are my excuses and y'all not here for that. I hope y'all can get into my silk scarf. I'm trying to give y'all rich auntie vibes. I really want to know what y'all think about it. I want to know, but I don't care because I like it. Anyway, so before we jump into things, you know, I want you to go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you leave me some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the case, where it's going, how much you think old girl gonna have to pay out, because I think we all are pretty much in agreement that Tasha K gonna have to pay. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. And if you have subscribed, or if you subscribe after this video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So Thursday, we know that a couple things happened. We know that there was this release of information that Tasha K allegedly did this really hilarious negative review about her attorney Olga, and apparently this actually happened last year, and the review is still up and live. So I don't know if it's legitimate. I don't know if Tasha actually wrote this herself, if this is someone trolling Tasha and trolling Olga or what, but I can't imagine how they have maintained a professional relationship with a review like that still up there. And because it's dated from January or June of last year, whatever, it was last year. I don't understand why Olga, the attorney, I don't understand why she or her firm wouldn't have posted a response. Like, generally when I see poor reviews for companies, a representative of the company will post a response basically explaining what happened or trying to like accommodate the person, but there was none of that. So I'm just like, ugh. And then the stuff that she says in the review kind of sounds like what Dennis Byron has been reporting to us. And I do also want to again shout out Dennis Byron and the lead attorney. I'm not able to be in the courtroom because I am nowhere near Atlanta, so I have to get all my information from them. And then I also found the infamous Sylvia. Oh my gosh, she is a sweetheart, y'all. Like, for real. She is a beautiful sweetheart. Like, I only seen one video of hers, and I was just like, oh, she's so sweet. Anyways, you ain't here for that. So also Thursday, they played the 90-minute call between Tasha K and Lovely T. And I'm gonna tell you, I know the jury wanted to pull their hair out, because I have found the call on YouTube and I tried to listen to most of it and I just could not. Like, oh my God, that had to be so brutal to have to sit and listen to that mess. Like, who wants to be a fly on the wall while two random chicks just talking about nothing, really? Anyways, I'm not even sure why the defense, meaning Tasha K's attorneys, I don't even know why they wanted to play that call. I don't know how it benefited them, because from what I gather, you know, it's really Tasha and Lovely T discussing spreading stuff about Cardi. You know, I didn't see the benefit of the call whatsoever. We also heard Thursday that the Judge William Ray III, I think it is, that he actually issued an apology to Olga. I'm glad that he did that, because I was laughing at it. Okay, so for those who don't know, in the middle of court, the judge told Tasha K's attorney, Olga, that she needed to go back to her first year of law school. And so, like, that is so disrespectful and rude and embarrassing. And I know that crushed her ego. It would have shaken my confidence, and it would have made it difficult for me to do my job for the rest of the day, because I'm sensitive. Anyways, so I appreciate that he gave her that apology. And I think he also would have had to do it for strategic reasons. He doesn't want anyone trying to declare a mistrial or trying to say that the judge wasn't impartial or anything like that. I'm assuming that's part of the reason. So we also know that Tasha K took the stand on Thursday again, and apparently, you know, it was a bunch of lies. Apparently there were a bunch of lies. I don't understand what this woman is trying to do, and I'm sure that there are some great legal minds out there who understand her and her team's strategy. I'm honestly just not there. But apparently she was asked about the cease and desist, where of course she said that she was gonna wipe her behind with the cease and desist, but she said she did that because her lawyer said that they were fake. After further questioning, she said, oh, well, it wasn't, allegedly, this is based on what I'm getting from Dennis and Lee. I wasn't there. She said, well, it wasn't my lawyer. Like, it wasn't a lawyer that I hired. It's a friend of mine who is a lawyer who said that the cease and desist were fake. And so apparently that was why she felt like she could dispose of them in that nasty, tacky way. Is my scarf sliding? Y'all let me know if I'm good. I'm cute. I like this scarf. Anyways, so they continued to question her and asked her, what kind of law does this attorney practice? And she said, family law. So, you know, they're like, okay, so you had a family law attorney give you advice on a defamation suit. Okay, like, I don't know if that makes the best sense or if that's, you know, the healthiest defense, but that's what she said. And so obviously it just sounds kind of nutty and crazy, and nobody is really believing her. So anyways, yesterday they're back in court, and they brought up the conversation about Cardi saying that she has a cold sore. So a lot of you have even been in my comments saying Cardi said a bunch of times she has a cold sore and she always had that spot on her mouth. I will say that I've seen something on Cardi's mouth. To me, it's never looked like a cold sore. To me, it's always just looked like a dry patch, like some kind of like dry discoloration. I have seen a cold sore. And I mean, no offense to anybody who might have them, because I understand that they are easily communicable and they do not make you a nasty or bad person or anything like that. But I never felt like what I saw on Cardi's face looked like a cold sore. Anyway, so it turns out, according to the lead attorney, that Cardi never said she had a cold sore, even though that's what a lot of you heard or think that you heard. So most people thought that she said, N-word, I got a cold sore. So the way I understand it right now is that they played it a few times and slowed it down. And what she said was dique, which is a Spanish word. And y'all correct me because I don't speak Espanol. I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry. So the word apparently is supposed to be disque, which kind of means they said or they say. And because she's Dominican, apparently Dominicans speak Spanish a little bit differently. And so she left out the dis part and just said dique. And so, but it still translates to the same thing for those who actually speak the language, which is they say. So she was speaking, well, a mixture of Spanish and English. So she said the dique, I have a cold sore, which means they say I have a cold sore. And apparently she finished that statement up with saying, but my mouth has always looked like this. So they kind of completely negated the idea that Tasha K and her attorneys were trying to paint this picture that Cardi said out of her own mouth that I have a cold sore, because apparently she did not actually say that. And so Tasha was asked, you know, do you speak Spanish? She says no. How did you translate to know what the Spanish part of what she said meant? She said she tried to go to Google Translate. So she tried to do her due diligence. She tried to go to Google Translate to find out what the word was, but the word didn't come up. And probably because of the alternative style of Spanish that Cardi B and a lot of Dominicans speak. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying. Anyways, so that's one thing. So the attorney, Cardi's attorney, goes back to this whole my attorney friend, my friend who happens to be an attorney thing, and asks her for the name of the attorney. And apparently Tasha was just like, I don't want to say. I prefer not to say. And the judge told her that she needs to say the name. And she said she didn't really think that it applied. Something to that point. Like she just really was being tight-lipped and didn't want to say this friend's name. So the judge said, you need to give us a name. Tasha said she couldn't remember the name and that she would need to get into her phone in order to get the name, what have you. So the judge breaks for lunch and says that Tasha needs to come up with the name after lunch. So as court resumes, Tasha comes up with the name Mimi. Mimi who? So of course the judge and the court want to know what is the full name of this attorney. And Tasha is saying that she doesn't remember the last name, or she doesn't know the last name. So even if you don't know the last name, I kind of feel like Mimi isn't on their driver's license or on their law degree. So like, what does this mean me? Like, you playing in the face of the court. You sounds very much like you're lying, and you playing in the face of the court, of the attorneys, of everybody. Like, you're not really taking things seriously, and it feels like very, very arrogant to feel like you're going to give the judge somebody's nickname. I don't like that. I ain't like that at all. So they go on to further discuss the emails cease and desist, and Tasha is asked who sent the response to the cease and desist, because there was a response sent from her company's email, from Tasha K's email. And this is where Tasha apparently like sought vengeance out on her husband and threw him under the bus. So basically she said that she didn't have access to the emails, but sometimes she does have access to the emails. If she has his phone, then she can do the emails. And she said that her husband was the one who replied to the emails. He replies to the emails. But her husband had previously in his deposition said that he did not do any emails whatsoever. So of course they asked Tasha about that. So was your husband lying? Yes. If this ain't a match made in heaven, I don't know what y'all got going on. Are they even riding? I wonder, because I'm not seeing it. Are they arriving to court together? Like, are they together? Because I don't know how you be together after, Tasha, you have lied in court and on court documents. And then I have to call you a lie because I'm not going down with you. And then you come back several days later and call me a liar. Like, how are we still a couple? How? I don't understand that. So there was also some comments surrounding the idea that Tasha K has told her audience on several occasions in her videos and things like that, I'm a journalist. I do this. This is what I do. I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist. When in fact, she's actually not a journalist. You know, she's a blogger, a vlogger, kind of what I'm trying to do. Honestly, I would absolutely not call myself a journalist. Not saying that I've accomplished as much as she has as far as YouTubing goes, but we're not journalists. Anyways, and so, but then later she said on record that she is not a journalist. And so, of course, it becomes the statement, I know y'all have heard it all around YouTube every 5 minutes for the last 2 days. Were you lying then or are you lying now? But apparently, Tasha admitted several times how much she actually lies to her audience. Like, just, I give you a little bit of truth and then I give you a bunch of crap I made up. And that's so jacked up. Like, I don't even know how you justify, and I just don't even know how you justify that in your head. How you just decide, I'll just make random things up about people. And I feel like that's what the other big blogger was doing, the one that everybody was trying to expose and dox and everything last year. I feel like she was doing a lot of that too. Just like, I'll give you a little snippet of the truth, but then I'm going to add a whole bunch of other stuff just to, season it up a little bit, make it a little more interesting and make people more likely to subscribe and to click and all of that kind of thing. So anyways, so it's looking very, very clearly like Tasha K is losing this trial. I believe that both have rested their cases as of today. Monday, it will be with the jury. And basically the jury now needs to decide what are the damages. And so what they'll be looking at, from my understanding, is Cardi B's attorney fees, which she can just simply submit all the invoices from the attorneys, her medical bills, which would include the therapist, the doctor the doctor who testified on her behalf that she did not have herpes. All of those things would be included in the damages. They'll be looking to see if her reputation was damaged to the point that it causes her to lose work and that sort of thing. So, she has hosting events and all of that. So she's still working, but there's always the possibility that there are some roles and jobs that she wasn't considered for because of some of these allegations and everything. And so what I did learn over the last couple of days, watching the others who were actually there, is that for celebrities, it's not so simple as somebody said something about you that's not true. For celebrities, there's a lot more leeway because you're a public figure. And so the court actually needed, or the plaintiff actually needed, to prove malice on Tasha K's part. And I think that playing the Lovely T video probably didn't help that. Because it sounds like in the Lovely T video, they kind of talked about knowing that it's not true. You know, so you knew it was not true and you went on and did it anyway. That's malicious. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not looking good for Tasha K, and I'm just curious right now as to how much she's going to pay. So again, we talked about medical, we talked about attorney fees, you know, loss of work, things like that. I just, you know, and then I was listening to the lead attorney, and he was saying that it's not even just up until now, it's future losses that she could suffer that might actually be paid for. So I don't know. Like, I have no idea how much this stuff costs. I have no idea how much she's paying in legal fees and how much she's paid for each gig and all of that. So I'm thinking, with zero expertise, I'm speculating $5 million. That's just what I'm going with. How much y'all think? I don't know. I have no idea. I've heard people saying 10 million. I've heard people saying 15. I've heard people saying even just 1 million. It's going to be very, very interesting once it actually happens. Yeah, it's not looking good. Should have settled. This is like the biggest, most ultimate case of told you so. The judge told you, you should settle. Lawyers told you, you should settle. Cardi told you, you should settle. Now look. Anyways, so that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to Monday. Not that I want to see somebody suffer or somebody's downfall. Y'all be coming with some crazy stuff in the comments. Oh, I gotta say this too. For those of you who think I should be rooting for Tasha K at this point because she's black, get your life. No. I don't support anybody in being wrong. With Tasha having appeared to have perjured herself a couple times on the stand, it just really makes me think, how big of an issue has she caused for herself? We know that she's going to have financial loss because she's going to have to pay Cardi something, but will she be brought up on charges for perjury? Like, will she possibly do time for perjury? And then don't forget about that tax agent being in the court too. So is she going to be looking at additional penalties for fraud or tax evasion or anything like that? Like, it's a lot going on that probably would have never been touched if she had settled. Girl, you should have settled. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Bye.